And very good, and no one tripped coming in. Very good, that's a good start. I'd like ask everyone at this time, can you please rise for the playing of our national anthem and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. And please, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. We'd like to welcome everyone to our 11th annual CCA graduation ceremony. We go through 4 areas of the state. Yesterday we were in Pittsburgh, and for about the 10th year out of 11 we've been there, it rained. So it's nice to be back in the eastern part of the state where there's not rain or snow. We appreciate that. We'd like to travel around, meet a lot of the families and talk, so these are exciting times for us. Joining me on stage today is our Chief Education Officer, Dr. Maurice Fleury, who will be giving the commencement address later. And he is seating next to him is our Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Tom Longenecker. At this time, in the flow that we're going to go through here, is we're going to hear from a couple of your classmates from the class of 2019, and they're going to share some of the experiences that they've had, and they've worked with some of their teachers to prepare them for this, and we appreciate what they have done. First tonight, we're going to hear from a student who's been with us at CCA since she was in 3rd grade. Jillian Colon, please come to the stage.
Good evening and welcome to our honored guests, teachers, administrators, and to the students of the class of 2019. This is certainly a bittersweet moment in our lives, but it is one that we have long been waiting for, as we've come a long way from where we began as students in elementary school. I dedicate this speech to the exemplary graduating class of 2019, as I am honored to have shared this journey with many of you during the live lessons I attended, the many social functions and dances that were sponsored by the school throughout the state, and the engaging school activities. As I reflect on my academic journey, a myriad of memories come to mind and rekindle the good times, as well as those that were challenging at CCA. After all, we did pull through the new EDIO curriculum, which shows tenacity and resolve on the part of the students, and I will not miss those dreaded benchmarks, PSSAs, and keystones, as I am glad those are finally over. The academic journey that I recall through my memories and reflections led me on a meaningful path of self-discovery that was guided by my mentors, my friends, and my family. Throughout my academic journey at CCA, I have enjoyed the privilege of receiving the mentorship of exemplary educators. Therefore, I would like to take this time to express my gratitude to my third grade elementary teacher, Mrs. Brandt, who was the first to welcome me to CCA and enabled my experience in cyber school to start on a high note. As my journey progressed through middle school, I had the pleasure of knowing Mrs. Griffiths, my 7th grade social studies teacher, who made learning entertaining and whose influence inspired me to challenge myself as I progressed through high school. Mrs. Griffiths cultivated my education through energetic live lessons and in collaboration with my 7th grade science teacher, Mr. Amon. I recall the healthy competition between Mrs. Griffiths and Mr. Amon when comparing whose class had the most live lesson attendees. Both teachers went beyond the curriculum, even if it entailed writing and starring in their own teacher-created comedy skits. As my academic journey continued into high school, it was an adventure that was fittingly initiated on the first day of class when Mrs. Wallace, who was my 9th grade English teacher and is also my current homeroom teacher and mentor, posed a question to the class when she asked, "What makes a great story great?" Obviously, we all had different answers, from storyline to setting to plot. My answer was character development, yet the full significance of such a question was one I would not explore more deeply until later in the school year. Mrs. Wallace encouraged me to share my writing with my peers, where I explored themes in a short story that was published in the CCA magazine. Furthermore, when 9th grade geometry greeted me with its theorems and postulates, I had the fortune of Mrs. Owen's guidance, as it was also a class that I was particularly excited about. Mrs. Owen ensured that we understood each topic thoroughly, given that she was devoted to our success. She encouraged me to become a math peer tutor in 10th grade, as she wisely taught us that the best way to really learn something is to teach it. In earth science, my teacher was Mr. Erler, who conveyed each lesson through a scope of creativity, thus going beyond the textbook to challenge us and encourage us to collaborate, which made our journey through our home planet more exciting. I had the fortune of having Mr. Erler again this year for astronomy, where he led us on an exploration of the planets beyond, and as such, we realized that not even the sky poses a limit to how much we can explore and learn. In addition, my sociology instructor, Mr. Gaynor, inspired confidence when offering supportive feedback throughout the course, and he taught us that while our similarities are important, we stand to learn even more from our remarkable differences. One of the greatest lessons I learned throughout high school was that I become a better person each new day, as I was inspired by my teachers to challenge myself. I fondly recall how in 10th grade, I designed a makerspace for a CCA competition when pondering an effective space for research and collaboration. As such, I designed a research facility that united the 4 core academics under one roof that called upon creativity from a spectrum of sources and encouraged collaboration. I took 3rd place in that competition, and the undertaking further motivated me to pursue post-secondary studies in the field of engineering. Moreover, while reflecting on my years in grade school, particularly the short story Miss Rumphius, about a youth who decides that she will travel the world and make it more beautiful, it brought to light what makes a great story great. To that end, the best stories that I have ever read are the ones that remind us of the important life lessons of being kind to others, respect one another, and value your relationships with friends and family. I discovered that a great story not only allows us to search new realms of knowledge, but also to refer to prior knowledge. Oftentimes, the answers to the most challenging questions are already within us. For the best things in life, many times are the simplest. These key chapters of my journey would not be complete without the inclusiveness of my classmates. Despite the online environment, CCA has always cultivated feelings of togetherness and acceptance amongst its student body. That was particularly significant in 8th grade, where I met my dear friend Liliana Deniston, who is no longer with us, but is here in spirit. Liliana was a dancer, a humanitarian, and one who loved nature and had a kind word for all people. The nonprofit organization Liliana's Helping Hands was founded in her name so that her passion for caring would continue to flourish. The organization once featured the quote, "In a world where you can be anything, be kind." Her impact is one that I will always carry close in mind and spirit, as I aspire to spread her message of kindness and love of the environment. It was during 8th grade that I also met my good friend Sophie Meadows, who is graduating with us here today. Sophie's diverse range of talents, from soccer to violin to academic performance, demonstrates how CCA students are remarkably active, juggling extracurricular activities along with academics and excelling at both. Her journey through CCA has also been a unique path to self-discovery. But just like many of us, she too benefited from the rigor of the lesson content, the quality instructors, and the freedom of working at one's own pace. My most important reflections include my family, as my 3 older siblings, who themselves are CCA alumni, along with my parents as learning coaches, have been my lifelong supports and an integral part of my education at CCA. I have come a long way since elementary school, yet I am still a work in progress with a long road ahead, and with most of my aspirations still on the path to fulfillment. Therefore, as I enter the Engineering College of Lehigh University as part of the class of 2023 in the fall, I will push forward to be the best person I can be and set new goals as I strive for character development when living the story of my life. Let us all push forward to be the best that we can be, no matter what challenges we might face, as we live our life story and grow every day. Let us succeed with the can-do spirit to lead our generation through whatever trying times come our way. Regardless of your career path or the road you take, remember that it is never too late to try again, to set goals anew, and to explore the innovator within you. I am certain that I speak for all of us when I say that the most important lesson that I will take away with me from my years at CCA is that learning is its own reward. In the words of William Butler Yeats, education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. So for all those who are here, and those who are not, may that light never lose its brilliance. Thank you.
Thank you, Jillian. Our next speaker that you will hear from this evening has been with CCA since kindergarten, and she will share her experience in her trip. Alicia Saplinski.
Hi everyone. I'd like to begin by saying congratulations to all of you. You've earned it. Every single individual sitting here has a story that includes all their challenges and successes, all the hard moments and the times when things were somewhat easy. Yet, despite all the obstacles and difficulties we may have faced over the past few years, we've all made it here. So congratulations to each and every one of you. But there's someone else who deserves a pat on the back. In fact, a lot of someone's. They all deserve to hear a thank you. Do you remember being little and receiving a gift and your parents reminding you to say thank you? It can be easy to forget to say thank you, especially after all the hard work we've all done to get here. Every test, portfolio, and discussion. Maybe you've stayed up late to get an assignment handed in, or you studied for hours to grasp a concept for one of your tests. We've all done a lot of work to get here, but so have many others to help us make it. Let's not forget them. They deserve our gratitude. Our learning coaches, teachers, and all the faculty and staff who've helped us along the way. Our principal and vice principals, thank you. To our learning coaches, thank you for always being there and supporting us, offering guidance along the way. To our teachers, thank you for answering all those questions about an assignment and for helping us study for those tests. To all the faculty and staff at CCA, thank you for being our tech support and working behind the scenes to make our learning experience great. Thank you to our guidance counselors who answer endless questions about whether or not our credits are in order. Thank you to our principal and vice principals for working hard to make the school great. Thanks to all of you for the help and support. None of us could be here today without all the help from the ones I just mentioned. Can you remember a moment when you needed help and one of these people was there? Don't forget to say thank you to them. I'd like to further thank the school as a whole for offering us so many opportunities. Some of the courses in the course catalog for next school year include Chinese, German, Latin, sign language, entrepreneurship, Gothic literature, marine biology, journalism, introduction to fly fishing, and so many more that I could go on forever about. Now, these are a lot of unique courses that are somewhat hard to find in most schools. I checked my local high school as an example, and while they did have quite a few language options, they do not offer sign language or Chinese. Our school focuses on offering a wide variety of unique and interesting courses. Thank you. This year, I was able to take medical terminology and anatomy and physiology, which helped me in my future career as a phlebotomist. Some other opportunities offered by our amazing school include a wide variety of interesting and educational field trips. Have you been able to go to at least one? If not this year, maybe a couple years ago. Earlier this year, my family went to the banana factory in Bethlehem, and we got to try needle felting, which we all thought was really cool. It was great. Two of my favorite field trips are to the Ben Franklin Institute in Philly and to the Da Vinci Science Center in Allentown. There are field trips all over the state for the Adventure Club, and our school even focuses on providing fun social field trips, like ice skating or baseball games. There's always a field trip for someone, and they even ask for suggestions. Thank you, CCA, for letting us mix up our school year with something fun and educational. Additionally, our wonderful school offers us help in planning for our future. Besides the courses we have for career and college planning, we have access to information about earning college credits while in high school, and there's career consultations. Some of you have taken advantage of these opportunities. Thank you once again, CCA, for providing so much for all of us. The next thanks I'd like to give CCA is a bit more personal, and it starts a long time ago. When I was getting ready to start school in my local area, I was rejected because I was born barely a week after the cutoff date, which meant I would have to start school a year later, even though I was only a few days younger than I needed to be, which I guess makes sense. My parents had me tested to join early, and I missed the mark by a few points, which meant that I still had to wait a year to start school. But when my parents signed me up for CCA, I was able to take kindergarten and first grade together. I spent the next few years technically a year above where I should have been if I stuck with my local school district. Then, I skipped again. In the summer of my freshman year at CCA, I took a course for a credit, and then I did it again the next summer. I looked at my credits and realized that I could graduate early, and I got accepted to do that. Right now, I'm getting to graduate at 16. If I stayed with my local school district, I would have to wait 2 more years. So thanks again, CCA. Another thanks goes to my dad for letting me apply to graduate, and my mom as well. I literally wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for the help of the school and all the people involved. This is just my story of how our caring and thoughtful school has helped me. All of us have our own stories to tell, whether you've been here since day one like me, or if you want to try something different for your senior year. Maybe you're somewhere in the middle. Your story is an exciting adventure of bravery and triumph. Give some thanks to our phenomenal team of support that helped us all to get here. Next, I want to tell you all something that my mom has told me a bunch of times, some advice I'm really grateful for. Leaving high school and becoming an adult can be really hard and super scary. Most of us have a plan for what we want to do, but there's still so much involved in getting there. It's an even harder challenge that can seem impossible, but it's not impossible. Maybe you remember being in elementary school and thinking that it was impossible to learn how to swim or ride a bike or something similar, but then you made it with some help. Maybe there was that one class you took in high school that was so hard and you thought there was no way you would understand it, but your teacher was able to explain it to you and help you to at least be able to pass. And now you've set goals for your future, and they may start to seem impossible to reach. When that happens, don't be scared to ask for help. You're not alone. Keep setting goals for yourself so that you don't get stuck in a rut. Remember who your supports are, and don't forget to thank them. Each of us are unique individuals. We'll each go on to lead our own lives, and we'll go places. Wherever you go, make sure to carry with you that gratefulness to the people who have helped you get where you are. Lastly, I have a few words for my underclassmen. I know that some of you are here with our graduates. You might be a junior getting ready for your senior year, or a freshman who's just started high school. You might still be in middle school or elementary school, feeling as though high school will never come, much less graduation. I can assure you that this time moves by quickly, very quickly. As you continue onward toward your own graduations, make sure to always get help when you need it and to thank the people who give it to you. You all have your own stories as well, and you all have a lot of potential. You can make it to this point too. Happy graduation, everyone. Let's continue our stories.
Thank you, Elijah. And our third and final speaker that we'll hear from tonight, she has been with CCA for 9 years, Rachel Flegel.
Faculty, friends, and family. I don't know about you, but I often thought this day would never come. But now that it has, the time seems to have swept by far too quickly for my liking. My 9 years at CCA have been both a blessing and a learning experience. The knowledge I have gained here is priceless. And I'm not talking about academic knowledge, though I greatly appreciate the education I've received. I'm talking about the life lessons I've learned from my classmates and teachers. As I stand here today with all of you at the cusp of adulthood and venturing into this world as high school graduates, it is my privilege to reflect on one of these lessons and share it with you. One of the greatest lessons I've learned is that we must never doubt the impact we have on one another. First, never doubt your personal impact. To you, it might just be a simple smile or a friendly hello, but to someone else, it can mean everything. My teachers have inspired and encouraged me to persevere and be the best I can be. One teacher especially stands out, Mrs. Mary Frances Thorne, my honors Algebra 2 teacher. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my taking an honors math course is nothing short of miraculous. In my humble opinion, MAP is an acronym: Mental Abuse to Humans. I know. Yet, she encouraged me and told me that she thought I could handle it. And with those words, I was up for the challenge. I at least had to try. Now, thanks to her, I have an honors course included on my transcript that, trust me, I never would have had otherwise. And I've learned valuable life lessons about perseverance and doing one's best. All thanks to a teacher who cared enough to not only teach me, but challenge me. What about you? Which teachers have inspired you through their kindness, encouragement, and patience? Their desire to help others grow and become better people is a trait which we can all emulate throughout whichever career path we enter. We have learned so much more from them than simply in understanding and academics. Of course, teachers aren't the only ones who have impacted us. Our peers, our classmates, our friends, our siblings can encourage us in many ways as well. They've lifted us up and helped us. I remember especially my freshman year of high school. Overall, that had been a very rough, incredibly challenging year for me. And to make things worse, I was having a difficult time in my math course that year, so I went to peer tutoring. And I remember this one tutor I had, Jonathan, who was always encouraging and motivating and had a positive attitude. Those weekly tutoring sessions were a great encouragement to me in my freshman year and always brightened my day. In my senior year, I also became a mentor, just not in math. I strived to bring the same encouragement, positive attitude, and patience to those I was now helping. And it is my goal to bring that into whichever career path I enter in life. The impact that we have on our peers should not be glossed over. Connecting, communicating, and collaborating with one another is so important. It's something CCA has helped ingrain within us, which we can carry into the rest of our lives. To me, that life lesson is mind-blowing. Just by choosing to reach out to someone else, even if it is the smallest act of kindness, it can help or even change them. And if I ever need a reminder of that, all I have to think about, ironically enough, is my worst enemy, math. Because despite nightmare memories of SOHCAHTOA, angle measurements, and wondering why X always needs to be found, I remember the encouragement I received. So let us take that encouragement we've received and use it to be the best encouragement we can be for others. CCA has continued to remind me of that life lesson, that even small acts of kindness can have a giant impact, and the opportunities to help others are endless. I read a quote by Mother Teresa stating, "Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier." Be the living expression of God's kindness. Kindness in your face, kindness in your eyes, kindness in your smile. I think that's incredibly important for all of us to remember because it is so easy to take for granted the simple acts of kindness we can impart on one another. My experience at this school reminds me that this should not be the case. I have seen teachers pour hours of time and effort into students, and classmates reaching out to students with friendliness and kindness. Something as simple as a friendly hello typed in a Zoom room brightened my whole morning. Think of the teachers and classmates you know who have impacted your life in some way. I'm willing to bet it was through small acts of kindness, finding opportunities to lift you up and encourage you, that you felt the love. Whether it was on that field trip where you met your best friend, or that club meeting where you all goofed off and had a hilarious time, or that teacher who helped you pass that difficult class, math, anyone? What have you learned from them? CCA's online learning environment has not hindered us from making friendships and learning lessons that will last a lifetime. In fact, for many of us, it is through this platform that we have had these opportunities. From time management skills to relating to one another through chat messages and webmails, it has benefited us in so many ways. As I stand here, I cannot tell you how grateful I am for what you all have taught me. Your friendship, encouragement, kindness, patience, help, and example have never gone unnoticed, even if it seems small to you. I am so grateful to this school, not just because of what I've learned academically, but because of the powerful life lessons I've learned, which I can use to benefit the lives of others. I hope you'll forgive me for briefly deviating from the subject at hand, but I want us to take a moment and thank those who have helped us get here. Who has that been for you? A parent, a teacher, a friend? Let's thank them. Personally, I would like to thank my amazing mom and dad for teaching me the value of unconditional love and giving me such wisdom and encouragement. And to my sister and brother, who remind me to never take myself too seriously, but who have made my life infinitely more fun. But most especially, to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for forgiving me and redeeming me, and reminding me that this life is a precious gift that is to be lived with purpose. Again, I encourage you all to take a moment and thank those who have helped you reach this incredible milestone. In closing, almost done, I have a question for all of you. What life lesson are you most grateful to have learned here? I encourage you to reach out to the people who have impacted you at CCA and to thank them. And let us continue to thank them through the rest of our lives by taking what we've learned and applying it. We are facing our futures, and I encourage you to turn towards your tomorrows without leaving behind all the wisdom you've gained in your yesterdays. Let us never doubt the positive impact we can have on one another through the smallest act of kindness. Instead, let's take every opportunity we have to be a blessing to everyone we meet. So thank you, CCA, for what you've taught me and others. I truly will never forget it. Thank you.
Thank you, all three of you and your families, and sharing those stories, and those are the stories we'd like to hear and share with everyone. So thank you once again. At this time, just a few brief remarks from myself, but to the class, I have one pop quiz. I think you can handle this. We're just curious, how many of you joining us today have been with CCA since kindergarten and are graduating? If you can raise your hands. Hi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A half dozen, 6 or 7, since kindergarten. How about from elementary, just any time in elementary through high school? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, up to around 10. Middle school, somewhere around 6th, 7th, 8th grade through the rest. All right, now we're getting about 20 plus. And how about your 4 years of high school? How many of you have been here throughout your 4 years of high school? Should be a lot of you. So great. Those hands continue to raise, and we're proud to see those throughout the years. And we're really, we can't express the heartfeltness we have to be part of that. And this is a celebration. It's a celebration of things that you have done throughout your life and the things that you will be celebrating in your future. But it's also a celebration of choices. And those of you who just raised your hand at some point in time made a choice to come to CCA. You and your family, for whatever reason, brought you here. And we're proud of that. And we're proud that you've stayed here and you've been able to share with us throughout those years and allowed our teachers and our administrators and our staff to be part of your family and your future. And we've given you those skills to do that. 2 of those skills we talk a lot about when we talk about our students is, number 1 is engagement. We talk about those students who are engaged in class, those who are engaged in working with teachers. That skill is going to benefit you in the next step of your life. Whether you go into the armed forces, the workforce, or college. Those of you who are engaged, it's a simple fact. If you're engaged more and you are engaged with people, you're going to do better, you're going to learn better, and you're going to get more out of it, and you're going to be successful. The second skill is communication. You can have a lot of knowledge and you can have a lot of engagement, but if you don't share that with anyone, or if you're not communicating or collaborative with other people, it can be meaningless. But the strength that communication has, along with engagement of a lot of people, can move mountains. And we've been happy to be part of that foundation for you to continue. But those are 2 things that you've acquired throughout sustaining your education here, of communication and engagement, that will continue to last. The other thing I really want to mention is a new fad, I guess, but I hope it's not. I hope it's a new trend. It's words that I've heard over the last couple years, and this is something that has inspired not only me, but the people around me, and it's called pay it forward. And this is something that's just giving a kindness to somebody, not waiting for someone to do a kindness to you, but paying it forward. Whether it be the simplest things, we heard it here tonight about thanking someone, or being able to be there for someone when they need to, not when they ask. And I think those are the rewards that you will get day in and day out. And if everybody can pay it forward, what a better place this will be. And that's our challenge and my challenge to you. So I thank you for, again, being part of CCA and allowing us to be a part of your life and your future. And we, again, wish you the best and success. And remember to be engaged and communicate and pay it forward. Thank you. At this time, we are now going to have our commencement address from our CEO, Dr. Maurice Fleury.
Thank you, Mr. Rusnak. First of all, I want to compliment the speakers this evening. It's tough to tell when you're in the bleachers, but if you're a speaker on the stage here, because it's in the middle of the room, you hear yourself about 3 seconds after you speak. So it's a real distracting area to speak in. The speakers did a wonderful job. Wonderful job. It's my pleasure to be able to do this each evening. This is the highlight of my year, to be able to speak at these commencements. Before I get into the formal part of my remarks, though, there's a couple groups I need to thank. I have to start off this evening by thanking the group that, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here, because they allow an administrative team and a teaching staff and administrative staff to move forward with the mission of the school. I'd like to thank our school board members that are in attendance this evening. We have 2 in attendance this evening, Mrs. Lil Jackson and our chairman, Mr. Ralph Dyer. If they could please stand and be recognized. Of course, there's another group that's been thanked this evening, but I want to take my moment to thank them, because without them and the dedication to our students and dedication to our families, none of this would be possible and none of us would be here. We wouldn't be able to deliver the mission of our school and be able to deliver on the key elements. This was a particularly, that was easier for me to say. They went above and beyond this year. In some ways, I need to have an apology to the group assembled here, especially the senior class, because for your senior year, we got to launch EDIO. I understand for many of you, it was a tremendous challenge. For many of our families, it was a tremendous challenge, and it was certainly a challenge for our staff. It's for a better purpose. It will allow our school to move forward, because in the future, we're going to be able to now add artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning into the content of our courses. And that was never before possible. And it'll be the only school learning management system that has those components embedded in it. So thank you for enduring the first year and the launch of that, and particularly thank you to our teachers for supporting our families. If our teachers would please stand to be recognized. Thank you. As I mentioned earlier, each year I give a chance to give this speech. I told the graduates already when I spoke to them in the back, they're lucky. I think this is my shortest one ever. I wax a little philosophical this evening, but some folks have said my message is a little direct. That's the feedback I got last night. But if you feel it's a little direct or it resonates with you specifically, I'll use a quote that my father used to give me after church service. He said, "Son, if you think the preacher was talking to you, he probably was." Right? So if it does make you a little uncomfortable, it's not as an insult. It's to make you think. It's to make you be introspective and reflect. That's my intentions. The message is to the graduates. All one has to do is watch the news. Well, those of you that still watch the news, and understand that we're at a very odd point in our country's history. Any student of basic U.S. history understands our country was founded on conflict and disagreement. However, in a representative republic form of government, it can only succeed if our citizens are well educated, informed, engaged, and exercise their right to vote. It's my observation that so many people are so put off by the current constant rhetoric, the lack of civility, the general black cloud of doom and gloom that seems to hang over so many of our policymakers and the related industries that a significant number of people are starting to become disengaged. That's concerning, terribly concerning. And to the graduates, unfortunately, many of the institutions that for decades have garnered public trust and are looked through now with a skeptical lens. And it's a shame that so many of these established institutions have violated that trust. I'll not name any of those institutions by name because it would depend on your personal experiences, purely based on your experiences, for you to name them personally. We recently celebrated the 75th anniversary of D-Day. Somehow, after the greatest generation that served in World War II and domestically pitched in to make our manufacturing in our country run, the generations afterwards, including my own generation, have allowed that incredible desire to strive for a greater cause and to focus on a mission to fade. We need your generation to turn that around. Please stay well engaged, continue to learn, engage in your local communities, and maybe even choose to engage nationally. Please focus on what you can do, not what you're entitled to. I believe this will help you throughout life. As you move into the workforce, it's going to be a very unique workforce. Most of you will change jobs at least 3 times before the age of 30 and will probably hold a dozen different jobs before you end formal employment. And it doesn't matter whether you start the workforce tomorrow or you go to college or you go to some training programs or you go into the armed services, you're all going to require continual training. But when you go into the workforce, when you go into your training programs, do a few things. Always be that person to be counted on. And most importantly, always do what you do with class and consideration for others. Never chase promotions and money. Be an exceptional performer, support other people in the workplace, and those promotions and those raises will find you. Celebrate other people's successes, and they will do the same for you when it's your turn. I've had the opportunity to speak to many graduating classes over my career. And at different times during this school year, I've had a chance to talk to many of this year's graduating classes. Quite frankly, I am really encouraged by this graduating class. I see this group as a group of individuals who are looking to contribute. They're striving to do better. They're not afraid to take risks and achieve. Heck, they chose to enroll in a cyber charter school. That's not the norm. It was unique. My final ask for the graduates, and this is for all of you, please bring back a focus on something other than self. Be selfless, not selfish. Bring back civility. Be able to forcefully disagree with someone, but politely and with courtesy. And finally, your parents were very, very brave people. Your parents and caregivers, to enroll you in this unique educational experience, showed an incredible amount of bravery. And so I'm asking you to be brave parents, be good parents, and nurture and guide the next generation. Thank you for listening to me this evening. Thank you. Now, we're getting ready to move into the most important part of the evening, but I asked something for the audience. This is a recognition of a graduating class, but it's also a recognition of each and every individual graduate. So I ask you to keep your individual celebrations, as you celebrate a graduate walking across the stage, short, because we would not want the cheering for one individual to allow another individual's family not to hear their name. We'll have plenty of time to celebrate at the end. So I do ask for that courtesy to keep the celebration as short as possible. But please, celebrate. Mr. Rusnak, let's award the diplomas.
Thank you. As we begin, you're going to see the flow of students and getting their diplomas. Reading the names of our students and graduates this evening are two of my assistant principals, Ms. Celeste Beard and Mrs. Kelly Musser. We're getting there.
Jillian Cologne. Elijah Saplinski. Rachel Flegel. John Alamanzar. Stephen Altland. Brooke Anstein. Jared Baker. Sarah Bear. Alexis Barges. Mackenzie Biemendorfer. Sarah Beitzel. Emily Banky. Courtney Berkheimer. Jonathan Bissonette. Courtney Bowles. Grace Bowmaster. Gabrielle Bowser. Carolyn Brown. Christina Brown. Delisa Colon Castro. Savannah Batten. Molly Brown. Jordan Buchanan. Elizabeth Buckheister. Brittany Buckwalter. Emily Burke. Kaylin Burkholder. Natalie Cabra. Brandon Calaman. Kaylee Cavanis. Kelsey Clark. Faith Cole. Marisol Cologne. Dominique Colson. Jason Colwell. Bailey Conefair. Madison Cook. Jade Cooney. Alyssa Costello. Devin Crook. Dawn Campbell. Destiny Carter. Christina Cruz. Michaela Sipkar. Connie Daywall. Isabella Delancey. Maggie DeSetta. Chloe Diayuto. Zachary Dippery. Hunter Esquilin.
Sarah Etzweiler. Lydia Evans. Jade Iyer. Ayla Fagan. Edward Faulkner. Alyssa Felkner. Crystal Fernandez. Mariah Flegel. Julie Fleming. Joycelyn Dominguez Acevedo. Lila Downs. Cameron Emmerich. Aaliyah Ford. Bonet Foster Hicks. Jamin Gauss. David Geiswhite. Hannah Gaffar. Megan Ginger. Bethany Haig. Felicity Hake.
Megan, look up here.
Lily Hall. Victoria Hardy. Matt Harker. Trenton Harnish. Marissa Harsh. Olivia Hartman. Abigail Hawk. Chantal Heaps. Christopher Henning. Jamie DeRosso. Natalia Gonzalez. Audrey Gracie. Lauren Gusherowski. Felicia Herman. Kendra Harold. Dylan Hershey. McKenna Heil. William Hilliard. Eileen Herman. David Humphrey. Alana Jewers. Jocelyn Jones. Victoria Kasarovich. Samantha Kaufman. Morgan Keitel. Heather Keller. Caleb Kelly. Wade Kendall. Tyra Kern. Nathaniel Hippensteel. Mackenzie Hunnafius.
Jonathan Houts. Dustin Hune. Shayla Hummel. Mackenzie Knott. Morgan Koppenhaver. Sydney Kramis. Irmari Lewis. Evan Kerr. Alyssa Lee Klinger.
Alyssa! You go, girl!
Alexander Librero. Stacy Linz. Caleb Litz. Jessica Long. Jenna Mack. Dalton Marshall. Anthony Marzullo. Jenna Massey. Sarah McCargish. Colin Kraus. Alexandria Queeson. Kennedy Lurch. James Lewis. Madison Lewis. Phoenix Lewis. Maya McCarty. Sarah McCurdy. Hemza McFall. Luke McCartney. Isaiah McCarty. Annalisa Moore. Elijah Morgan. Garrett Moyer. Garrett Myers. Alyssa Neff. Brett Norris. Cassidy Nowicki. Kayla Nowaki. Dalton Orwig. Sophie Meadows. Elsa Mahia Rojos. Trent Mills Jones. Trevon Mixel. Mark Mojica. Jordan Mon. Neoma Monroe. Grace Peterson. Douglas Piper. Kaylin Osment. Elizabeth Parsons.
Edward Peters. Catherine Robiak. Vivian Rodriguez Castillo. Amelia Rodriguez Nardito. Samantha Rosenberry. Jenna Rowe. Robin Schultz. Logan Smiley. Mika Lange Pierre. Alexis Pittinger. Jared Presley. Jason Pulaski. Kirsten Purcell. Tyler Richmond.
Jason.
Laura Rill.
Jason.
Jaslyn Rivera. Noah Leah Santos. Anna Snyder. Trenton Souders. Dawson Spittler. Juliana Stein. Ian Sterner. Melinda Stowell. Alyssa Supko. Mary Taylor. Ronnie Teeter. Nicole Thomas. Olivia Scott. Nina Setzler. Aaron Shames. Mark Schoppel. Brianna Sheldon. Hunter Shelley. Brianna Schindeldecker. Jasmine Schindeldecker. Juliana Schultz. Tyler Tomkowski. Joseph Underkoffler. Caitlin Becchioli. Anna Walker. Caitlin Walters. Topanga Wolf. Erica Wood. Samantha Woodall. Dakota Ray. Jasmine Yeager. Jonathan Watts. Chelsea Weber. Brian Wiley. Adriana Williams. Colleen Williams. Kayla Winkleman. Nicholas Wisniewski. Damian Wolfile. Alan Wolf. Susanna Young. Joseph Zimmerman. Stephanie Zick. Annalise De Jesus Santos.
There's just one more. There's just one more thing we have to do to make it official. Class of 2019, please stand. And please move your tassels from the right to the left. Dr. Fleury, I present to you the class of 2019 Commonwealth Charter Academy.